First up on the call is Jackson State head coach Rick Comegy. This past weekend, JSU had a bye week, and they will face Alabama A&M in Huntsville this Saturday for a 1 p.m. kickoff. Good morning, Coach Comegy. Are you with us? I guess we're awaiting the arrival for Coach Comegy. And since we're on the topic of Jackson State, we'll go ahead and run down the scenarios.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Coach Comegy. You're with us. Thank you.
Yes, good
Sorry
morning.
about that. All right,
good. A little bit late.
No problem. If you could, Coach, I know you had a bye week here in Week 10. Just preview your upcoming opponent at Alabama A&M this coming Saturday.
Well, I've known Coach AJ for a long time, and I know that he's always going to have his team prepared and ready to play. And, they're coming off a big win, and you can imagine the team coming back on the bus, being excited because it's a long ride, and the taste of success, I'm sure, was very gratifying to Coach and his team, and so they're going to be up for us when we get there. It's going to be always a hard-fought game. He does a good job. Him and Bronski, in their attack, and we just have to make sure that we're prepared to play a game and thinking about them and going down and trying to get a victory and get back up the road. Or I should say down the road.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Comegy. The floor is now open for Rick Comegy, Jackson State head coach. Coach, what do you do when you have a bye week such as this past week? What are some of the things you go on? What was the week like this previous week?
Well, I thought it was a good week. We had a good week of practice, and gave the guys the Friday and Saturday off, and we practiced throughout the course of the week, but we went out light. We want to be able to play fast. We didn't do anything real strenuous or anything of that nature, but we got a chance to work on a lot of technique and some things that we wanted to work on. That sometimes is hard to get to during, preparing a game week. You just don't have the time in a normal daily schedule. But we got a chance to, look at a new wrinkle or two and, see if it was successful. But we kind of just wanted to polish it, just stay tuned up, because, you can lose get out of sync a little bit if you don't stay tuned up throughout the course of the week.
Coach, talk a little bit about, you guys are a lot closer to the SWAC championship game, but obviously you still have business left to do. You still have business to take care of, which you said has been your motto. Talk about how you keep your guys focused and motivated in grabbing this game against Alabama A&M, especially on the road.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one on the road, but I believe that our guys, they're passionate, and what we talked about from August 1 on down has really motivated these guys. It doesn't take me to do an awful lot to motivate them. I think they're, last year's situation kind of still a bitter taste in their mouth, and it's kind of good that let it remain there because they're a little bit more driven to want to play hard to win or catch up to win or whatever they have to do to be successful, and thus far it's been working, and so we just I just kind of just drive the ship, and coaches do a good job of working hard, doing what they got to do to keep these guys focused and not get out of whack and thinking about championships and all that kind of stuff. Right now it's just one at a time, and good things to come. If we just keep it rolling.
Last time against Prairie View A&M, you guys racked up a lot of points and also a lot of offensive yards, but this time you guys are playing an A&M team that's number one or one of the top defenses in the conference. Can you talk a little about your guys and how you plan on attacking the defense on Saturday?
Well, I don't know. Just can't really nail that down just yet. You got to continue watching film, because the more film that you watch, you always see something different every time you watch it. So we're just going to keep watching film and try to see, where it is that we could come out to, to make something happen, so we can at least be in the ball game with them. And that's what we want to do. We want to stay around if we can, and then try to see if with the fourth quarter and the clock blows, hopefully we'll be on top. But at this point, we just haven't really set a plan to say we're going to do this against them so that we can stop them or stop their defense from doing this or that just yet. I think that'll come later on in the day as we work throughout the day while the kids are over in study hall and those type of things. We'll probably want to put something together and be prepared to lay it out on the field tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any more questions for Rick Comegy, head coach at Jackson State? Coach, one win away. How focused are you guys from clinching this deal here, and how difficult is it? And it seems like an easy task, but at the same time, it's probably difficult as well.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Every game is different. Every emotions for every game are completely different. And I believe that we as coaches have to make sure that we're in control of a lot of that emotion and what it's all about. The worst thing you can do is want to look ahead, and you can't ever look ahead. You can't ever look down the end of the road. You got to look at what's in front of you. And we have a big obstacle in front of us. And when championships now, we can't be putting championship in our mind before we accomplish anything. And so right now we're going to try to accomplish go down and play a good, solid football game against A&M. We're going to try to get in there and try to come home with it. And what happens after that happens. But we cannot afford to be thinking about the glamorous success or bright lights before we even get an opportunity to step into that realm. So we just got to play football and stay on top of the football game first.
Coach, 2 games left, obviously, and talk about how far your team has come this season after going through so many games, starting off a little bit rough with a loss against Tulane and Tennessee State, and losing Ivy in the beginning, but then coming down this road, winning games in the fourth quarter. I mean, how far have you seen your team come, and how do you think they're going to be prepared against Alabama A&M?
I've liked the progression of our team. I haven't liked every game, but I like the progression, especially for our young guys and how they've been able to grow up and step up and play football against some real tough opponents. I mean, I don't think anybody we played thus far you could consider an easy opponent. They're all tough. They're all well coached, and I was always worried about our youth, and what our youth could do and how they would play, and could they really, help us out, because we had a lot of guys with bumps and bruises, and I'm just really pleased to see those guys making a contribution, and when they can start making a contribution, then I know that maybe 4 years down the road, we got a good, solid football player for us, and a lot of the guys who are young are stepping up, and I think that's been the thing that I've been most pleased about. And our senior leadership is not bad. We don't have many seniors, but the leadership that we do have, they kind of keep guys in check among themselves, and I like that too. They'll you don't have to always be in a room to hear somebody step up and say, hey, so the senior leadership that we have is paying off, big for us.
Any more questions for Coach Comegy, Jackson State?
Coach, one more question. Tommy Gooden has definitely been producing a lot for you this year in terms of a running game. But what about Rakeem Sims? He led you guys last season. What do you kind of see in his game, even if he isn't producing as many yards? What do you kind of see in him this year?
I see a healthy Rakeem Sims now, a guy who's ready, had a great week of practice. I see, now a guy that's full go, no pains, nothing going on with him. He's got completely healthy. I think that time watching and not getting a lot of reps have really finally allowed him to heal, and so we could use him now, as a big lift for us down the road because he had a great week of practice. He looks good. He's got his legs are light. He's moving well. That's the way I know he can move, and so now we can begin using him a little bit more, and I think he'll give us some more because we allowed him to get healthy.